Hi, I'm Adelina Giannetti. I'm the Assistant Superintendent for Pemberton Township Schools. Here today with me, I have our three fabulous secondary principals. First, Mr. Eder Joseph, he's our high school principal. We also have Ms. Tami Strege, our Helen Fort Middle School principal, as well as Ashley Walulak, our Newcomb Middle School principal. Today, they're going to talk a little bit about the secondary initiatives for the 1920 school year. We're going to start with Mr. Joseph. Mr. Joseph, talk a little bit about what's going on at the high school for the 1920 school year as it relates to students and staff in our community.
So for us at the high school, our priority is always student safety, but then beyond that, we look at student engagement. So for us, we've been pushing hard on two fronts. Our CTE programs, our career and technical education programs, where we're really trying to support all of our students who are interested in a career field. So you'll see a big improvement in regards to that, as well as performance tasks aligned to our CTE. And then from the, I want to say the college aspect for students who are interested in going directly to college, we're improving our curriculum. You'll see what we call common formative assessments to support our students to ensure that they are prepared for college. So that's our two goals: ensure that student engagement is there across the board, but then for students who are interested in going into the career field, we're supporting them, and those who are going to college, supporting them in that avenue as well.
Thank you. Fantastic initiatives going on at the high school. Now, Mr. Joseph spoke a little bit about student engagement. Ms. Strege, I know you have a lot of initiatives that relate to student engagement, as well as some of the other initiatives. Can we talk a little bit about what's going on at Helen Fort?
Absolutely. We're really looking forward to implementing restorative practices this year at the middle school. Restorative practices are ways that we teach students to handle conflict and to manage their own behaviors in the building. We think that that is going to increase students' attendance at school, and we're excited about that opportunity. In fact, we have 30 teachers right now who have volunteered their summer for a book study and are coming in to craft those management plans over the summer. We're also excited about student engagement at Helen Fort. One of the things that we're looking at is Kagan Cooperative Learning Strategies. And again, I have about 35 teachers who are going to be trained in collaborative learning so that our students are more engaged and look forward to coming to school every day.
Oh, I'm excited to hear and see what goes on at Helen Fort this year. Now we have Miss Ashley Walulak, and Ms. Strege just talked a little bit about restorative practices, and I know you have a huge initiative in regards to educating the whole child. Can you talk a little bit about some of those initiatives going on at Newcomb School?
Absolutely. We are focusing on our social emotional learning component this year for our students to focus on that whole child. We have adopted the nurtured heart approach, which also incorporates not only the teachers and the students, but also the parents. There's a parent component. We're really focusing on helping our parents and involving our community this year. In addition to that, we have the Hive coming, which is a youth-based services group from the Legacy Treatment Center to help our students with individual needs at the school. In addition, we have developed a task force this year at Newcomb Middle School, which we are focusing on instruction, climate and culture, and community outreach. And we hope that our parents really get involved with us this year. We're going to have a lot of opportunities for that to happen, as well as our students, and just to make Newcomb Middle School a great learning environment and to maximize that student learning. One other thing I would like to mention is that we have a math and ELA component this year for an online program to really focus on those basic skills as well as reinforce what our students are doing in the classroom. So those skills will be strengthened by the end of the year, and we look to, again, maximize their learning each day.
I know there's another initiative that all of you are working on as a school district and as a school with your staff as well as your families, and that's attendance and tackling chronic absenteeism. Can each of you talk a little bit about your initiatives as it relates to that initiative? So, Ms. Walulak, can you start a little bit about what you're doing in terms of transition and attendance?
Right, so when students come to Newcomb Middle School, it's the first time they're changing classes, and there is a double block of ELA and a double block of math, and it's really important that students students are there, because if they're not in school, it's equivalent to missing 2 days of school. So it's very, very important that students are there to learn each and every day, and that's the expectation. We also give buzz bucks for students for being in school on random days, so there is incentive. But most importantly, it's a big year for students in that transition and their journey to middle school. So we want them there and learning each and every day, and that's the expectation.
And that important message is because they're transitioning into a middle school environment.
Absolutely.
Great, wonderful. Ms. Strege, can you talk a little bit about your initiative as it relates to attendance?
Sure. We want to stress that attendance matters. At the middle school, we're preparing our students for high school. And every single day in math, in English, in social studies, in science, in those important elective classes that allow students to express their passions, they have to be there every day so that they can master the lessons, the concepts, the skills that they will need to be ready for high school.
Right, key. That's key is getting ready for high school. Now we have Mr. Joseph, you have a major initiative as it relates to attendance and a change in actual procedure and policy as it relates to the attendance and credits and so forth.
Yeah, we do. So in talking to a lot of community partners, including managers at different jobs, one area that they've been talking about is attendance, right, as students go into a career field. So one major change we're going for is that it used to be 7 unexcused absences was allowed per semester. We're going down to 5. Really trying to minimize the number of days kids are absent from school to prepare them for the career field or as they transition to college. So that's our goal. We'll be having different incentives for students on a monthly basis to encourage them to come to school, but that's our goal, for students to come to school on a daily basis so that they're prepared for the next phase of their lives.
So parents, as you heard from all 3 of our principals, it is imperative that kids come to school every single day. They need to be ready to learn because that is what is expected when they graduate. So please, we need your help. Let's work together as a team to ensure all students come to school every single day. Every second matters, every minute matters. Wonderful. As you can see, many, many initiatives going on at the secondary level, and I am pleased to start the year. We're very excited to have our students back, and we continue to love to work with our school community. We're going to take a break, and next up will be Mr. Havers, our Assistant Superintendent for Elementary and Preschool. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jeff Havers. I'm the Assistant Superintendent Pre-K-5 at Pemberton Township School District. I'm excited to be here to let you know about some of our initiatives coming into the 1920 school year. We are going to be in our 2nd year of implementing our new ReadyGen curriculum in an ELA with an increased level of rigor, nonfiction texts, and that is helping better prepare our students for future success. We also are going to continue to focus on attendance this year. Our attendance improved last year, but we still have some more work to do. Try to make sure all our scholars come to school. We're also going to be implementing student data notebooks in our K-5 classrooms. So I'm very excited about students getting a chance to track their own progress, reflect on their growth, and create plans. And really our biggest initiative, our newest initiative for next year is the math program. And I have Dan Nale here. He's our supervisor for K-5 for STEM, but he's focusing right now on math. And Dan's going to tell us about our new math program. Can you talk to us about that, Dan?
Absolutely. So the new math initiative really entails 3 different parts. So the first part is a new core program that we're adopting for math, and that is My Math by McGraw-Hill. This program really incorporates a lot of different variety of printed materials. It has digital components and a variety of resources such as vocabulary cards, these really unique items. They're called foldables, which are basically kinesthetic graphic organizers to help students with their learning. Lesson formats within this program, they start off very concrete, so it's going to be very hands-on for students. They're going to be using those manipulatives. They're going to be working through lessons with partners, doing activities where they're communicating with one another to talk about math.
And I know that in this process, we had a very extensive process in terms of which program we're going to select, right?
Correct.
You looked at about how many different programs?
Over 10.
Over 10. And then I believe we had the administrative team, central office, kind of whittle that down with some support.
Yes.
Then we took that to the principals, right? Mm-hmm. And they whittled it down. And then we had how many teachers involved in reviewing the programs and making the selection for My Math?
Well, we had a team of teachers coordinated throughout the district. So they came from all of the elementary buildings, all the different grade levels. It was in the neighborhood of 22, 23.
So 23 teachers are involved in those presentations, but they also got information from all
Correct.
their colleagues. Great, great. And what kind of homework are we going to have? What kind of support do we have for the students with their homework and for our parents with homework?
So great question. On the homework page, and this is for every grade level, on the front of the homework page each night there is a modeled example for parents and families and students that it really outlines what skill, what strategy was taught that day and what are the steps to solve it, and then students can use that to apply it to the other problems. For grades 3 to 5, the online component to the program, the students will have access at home to personal tutor videos, and those videos again will show step by step how to solve each one of those questions.
Great, great, because I know that's one of the things our teachers are very excited about with this program in terms of better able to support our scholars at home, but also help our parents support their kids at home as well. And what about, there's something called Redbird Math. What is that about?
So Redbird is really the second part of the initiative for math this year. Redbird is a product, it's digital in nature. It was really pioneered after years of research by Stanford University. It's an adaptive program that students will use on their iPads. And what happens is when students are answering questions on their iPads related to math, the program creates an individual learning path for that student. So irregardless of what grade level the student is, the program will define exactly where the student needs extra support and it'll put them on that learning path. So you could have a 3rd grade student that's working on 2nd grade material, or you could have a 3rd grade student that's working on 5th or 6th grade material. It's all dependent on that individual student.
That's great, that's very exciting. About how many minutes a week would they be using Redbird?
So we have dedicated time in the math block each day for students to use it. It's about 17 minutes, but I should note also that the program is available 24/7, so students will also have access to it outside of the school day.
That's fantastic. So they can use that at home at night or over the weekends during winter break?
Correct.
All right, fantastic. And what about in terms of math facts and students remembering their math facts? I know we have fast math. Or what are we doing this year?
So that's the third and final part of the initiative. Fast Math is a program that we've been using now for 2 years in the district. We will continue to move forward with that program this year to continue the growth that our scholars have made with regard to fact fluency.
That's great. I know in some cases we're going to look at using our student data notebooks for kids to begin to track and graph their own progress, so that's fantastic. Well, Mr. Nale, thank you very much. I'm really excited. Thank you for all the work you've done.
Thank you.
And you can see we have a lot going on this year, and I'm really excited about the growth we're going to make in math. Have a wonderful rest of the summer, and we'll see you in September.